Hey guys, welcome to episode 29 of the Tea in Tokyo podcast. This is Soumya.
And I'm Ellie.
And what do we talk about this time?
So this time we talk about food, and some more food, and we also visited a planetarium.
Yeah, that's right. That and slightly more coming up right now. So today's episode is going to be a bit of a foodie episode, because basically all we've done the last couple of weeks is eat food and go to work.
Just eat and eat and eat.
And work and work and work. So yeah, we've been to quite a few new places to eat. But first, is there anything, a little update on what's been happening?
Oh, in terms of an update for work, if anyone's curious, bookings are getting better. For me.
Yeah, for Ellie, yeah.
And kind of for you, I think.
My booking percentage from June has gone from 12%, 13%, 16%, and now I'm on 19%.
Oh, nice.
So I'm almost at 20%.
Plus, the thing is, I feel like that sounds crap, but you are putting yourself available for lots of classes as well.
Yeah.
Because, my booking percentage looks really high. It's 55% or something right now, 60%. But I put myself available for, half the amount of classes that you do. And,
we've had trainings a couple of times where there have been people from other studios there. When they were talking about booking percentages, they were like, man, has everyone else's booking percentages been real bad, around the 50% mark? And I was like, 50%? Yeah, mine's been way worse than that.
Yeah, but you're specifically talking about that girl who had heaps of bookings, right?
No, it was the other one. The guy was
but he's from a suburban place, and apparently they're doing pretty well because everyone's scared to go into the city. So all of the smaller ones that used to do crap are actually doing pretty well right now.
Yeah.
Because people who used to go to the studio that was near their workplace are now going to the one that's near their home.
Yeah, is this karma for everybody wanting a city one?
Yeah, pretty much.
Another one, you know what, screw you. It's the suburbs that are the best.
Yeah, but still, it's all good. Basically, the update is that things are getting better.
And also the other update is that, we were doing trainings to try to get more money. But now those trainings are actually costing us money because, we have enough classes now where going to training, is just not worth it, really. But we do still have a couple more trainings left. And, man, they're all so pointless, I reckon.
Well, no, some of them kind of are. I still want to sign up for... So there are some that you do that are just to gain knowledge, but then there are some that open up more types of classes to you. So I think now we need to look into doing those ones. But for those ones, you have to get your manager's permission. And the managers in our company get a month off each year, and they just choose when they take them. My manager currently, she's been pretty much taking a whole month off this last month. And she'll come in one day a week, which is fine. This is her holiday, it's fine. But every time she comes in is not the day I'm working, so I can't ask her if I can take those other trainings, which is frustrating.
And the whole reason I was doing the training things is to get more money. You can belt up and earn more, but they've completely frozen that at the moment because of the crap booking rates. So even if you want to, you can't get more money at the moment.
Plus, I think everyone has the same idea, so we're going to be competing with everyone to belt up.
Yeah, that's true.
So, we'll see. I think it's looking positive, though.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so, food. Now, on one day, I was going to go to a bird sanctuary, because I was like, man, that'd be something fun to do. And I thought that the bird sanctuary was next to Shinagawa Station. So I went all the way to Shinagawa Station, and then when I looked at my map, it turns out that the bird sanctuary is actually closer to our station. So it's it's a 40-minute walk from our place and a 2-hour walk from Shinagawa. So I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
So I decided I was going to walk all the way from Shinagawa back to our place, turn it into a little adventure. In the
34-degree heat. So
yeah.
Not a great idea to start with.
Yeah, and it turns out I could not do that. So I made it to the station in between us and Shinagawa. Yeah, Oamachi, and then I trained back. But then I couldn't be bothered going to the bird sanctuary anymore because I was walking for so long. Which leads me to the food. I was finally by myself because there's a steak place called Ikinari Steak, which is
chain, right?
Yeah, it's a chain, which is at our station, and we walk past it all the time, and it looks delicious because the picture is of steak with melting butter on top and stuff. But obviously we never go into it because Ellie would have nothing to eat there.
Yeah, it doesn't look that great to me, so...
Yeah. So I went by myself. Man, when Ellie's not with me, my level of Japanese is really shit, and I realize that any Japanese that we do speak, it's definitely Ellie doing it. Even asking for an English menu or something.
Just ego menu.
Yeah, see, I can't even do that. So when I walked in, they were saying stuff, and I kind of just pointed, 1, please, 1, and then I just kind of found my own seat.
You didn't even go, Korewa.
What the hell does that mean?
This.
No, I didn't do that at all. So, I just like sat down, and then they were kind of saying things, and I just I was like, oh my god, I have to hurry up and order something so that this isn't like so the awkwardness can stop. So I just pointed at something, and I was like, okay, give me that. I have no idea what it was, but it was some sort of steak. It was a ribeye steak, actually. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, it was delicious. It came in like a sizzling plate, so it was like it was super hot, and they had like 10 different sauces that you could choose.
I feel like you went like 3 and then you went 10.
No, I was gonna say 300, and then I was like, okay, there's no need to exaggerate here because 10 is quite a lot anyway. And yeah, I tried some different sauces. I found that the one that I like the most is the onion dressing. Who would have thought? Yeah, I never realized I liked onion dressing, but man, that is good. And they also had like spicy sauces, but that weren't spicy, which is so confusing because like we've spoken before about how we went to Coco Curry and then it was so spicy there, even though most places in Japan aren't spicy.
Like
so
in general, you can assume that in Japan it's not going to be spicy.
Yeah, it's really hit and miss, but it's usually miss with spice.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this place didn't have spice either. And man, I felt a little bit disappointed because I finished my steak, and then at the very end, I realized that on my table there was this giant tub of steak sauce. Like it literally says steak sauce on it and said, like this is the special sauce that this place makes that, they recommend you put on your steak. And that's the one sauce out of the, I guess, 11 sauces that I did not have.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to go back without me and try it.
Yeah, there's definitely quite a few places that I really want to go, which, we've learned that the both of us can't go together because Ellie will literally not be eating anything. Well,
like most of these places I could get like a side dish of like potato or something.
Yeah, but
it's just a little sad.
Yeah, like this sort of goes through our next place as well, where I really wanted to go to. I've got a student at my work, and under interesting facts, his fact is literally that he loves juicy burgers. Like, that's all he does in Tokyo, is just look for juicy burgers in his free time. And he recommended this place in Tokyo Station. The place, I cannot remember the name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Starts with a B.
Starts with a B, yeah.
It could be just called, I think it's called Berry's Burgers, like Berry.
Nah, I don't think it was.
Burry's Burgers or something?
Nah, it was like some like stereotypical like
it started with a B
American
for sure.
name.
It was a B. But anyway, I really wanted to go there, and I had walked past it before, and I swear I had seen something like vegetarian something, but maybe they have like different lunch menus to dinner menus.
They did have steamed vegetables, so maybe you saw that and just read like the veggie part and were like, oh sweet.
Yeah, maybe. Ellie and I went all the way to Tokyo Station to have that. We were walking for ages, and then when we got there we realised, crap, there's nothing for Ellie to eat, so we ended up having to go somewhere else.
Yeah, I feel like we need a theme song where it's like, Ellie ruins everything.
Yeah, honestly. But that place is okay though, because since it's right underneath my job, like I can just go there after work, I guess.
Yeah, you just have to go with, like, honestly, just make some friends who aren't vegetarian and you can go.
Yeah. Hey, eating alone is a thing,
Yeah, it is.
What we ended up doing is we went to Tokyo Street. No, wait, that's not what it's called. Tokyo Ramen Street.
Ramen Alley, isn't it?
No, it's not. I thought it was Ramen Alley because that sounds better, but it's not. It's Tokyo Ramen Street. And it's pretty famous. It's within... so right next to Tokyo Station, and you can basically say it's within Tokyo Station.
I thought it was in Tokyo Station.
Well, technically that's another mall called Yaesu Mall or something.
But it's like attached to the station, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's attached to the station. And it's pretty famous. It's just a little street underground that has like 10 or 11 ramen shops, and they're really highly regarded. And I've had one ramen there before, and it was probably the best ramen I've ever had. It was super, like, fatty. Like, you could see so much oil in there. And, man, it was so goddamn delicious. So I was like, okay, I want to go back there. But I want to go somewhere different. And actually, that place, we couldn't go anyway, because, once again, there was no vegetarian stuff there for LA.
Which is pretty normal for ramen places.
Yeah. One did have vegetarian.
Like, right next to that one, right? It was the very next one, yeah. I think they had one meat dish, and the rest were all vegetarian or vegan options.
Yeah.
What was it called again?
It's called Sora no Rio.
Let me look at
Sora no Rio.
Sora Noidiro?
Yeah, what I said. Sora Nero.
So De Niro?
Yeah, So De Niro.
No, it has no D. It's Sono Nero.
So yeah, it had vegetarian options. I didn't have vegetarian. I just had normal soy sauce pork ramen. Really, really good.
Yeah, mine was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Although, the problem I've found with a lot of Japanese places and like vegetarian is like they're still stuck in that stereotype of like all vegetarians eat is salad, So with a vegetarian ramen, half the time it's like ramen, and then they literally just put a salad in the ramen. And it's like...
What, with like tomatoes and stuff?
Yeah, because mine had like tomatoes, and it had like capsicum, and it had like literal like salad leaves just like on top of the ramen. And it was good, but it's like, okay, I can eat more than salad.
Yeah, they're not too creative with it. I feel like they should definitely have... oh, wait a minute. They did have tofu in it, right?
Oh, yeah, there was tofu as well, which was good.
Because some of them don't have even tofu, and it's like, what the hell? What are you doing?
Some of them are literally just a salad with, like, nothing. And it's like, I want some protein. Give me something good. But, yeah, so that was actually really good, even though it does, like, every time I get something like that and it's just a salad with something else, I'm like, come on. Like, we're not all doing vegetarianism for the health, you know?
My one was really good because it had dumplings in it.
Yeah.
And, like, the sauces really just get right in that dumpling, and it makes it taste so goddamn good.
Yeah.
What a great idea. Because normally, like, if I get ramen, I really want to get gyoza with it. And this one, it's like, hey, you know, we know what you want. And they put it right in there with it.
Yeah.
So that was really good. And, yeah, this is another thing. Like, I'm actually quite lucky to be working at Tokyo Station because, you know, this ramen street's right underneath me. So, yeah, I feel like I could definitely go to all of them. Like, you know, every couple of weeks, I'll go to a new place. My goddamn chair here. We need to find some chairs that don't make noise.
Yeah, I think it's we used to have, like, the squeaky ones were, like, put aside, but then when we had people over and we, like, pulled the table out, we mixed up which chairs were the good ones.
No, I think it's just we're too fat, so every week, like, these chairs get slowly weaker and weaker. No. So we apologize for the squeakiness of the chairs.
Yeah, mine's pretty squeaky too. Plus, like, we put them together ourselves, and we probably did a terrible job of, like, screwing those in.
Yeah, because we don't really even have a screwdriver.
At the time, we didn't. We just had to do it with, like, a knife or something.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that was the ramen place. We also went on a wee adventure where a girl from my work, who I've, like, seen around and I'd spoken to a couple of times, but, like, I hadn't actually hung out with her before at work. She invited me to go shopping on our day off. And I was like, ooh, look at me making friends. And so I met her at Harajuku. I met her in Shibuya. And we went shopping for a while. And then I went to Harajuku and she came along. And we met up with Somyan and we went to Sweets Paradise.
Yeah, Ellie had seen this on Instagram, right?
No, it was on Facebook. It was actually our work's Facebook page shared it. And the thing they shared was that it does, like, cakes that look like sushi. Like, really realistically look like sushi. So it's like that meme where you cut into it and it's actually cake.
Yeah, everything's cake.
Yeah, and so we went because we were like, haha, this will be hilarious. And we went, like, later on in the day, and I think that their sushi cakes had sold out, or they're just, like, a specific thing they only do sometimes. But it was 1,100 yen for 40 minutes or 50 minutes.
50 minutes, yeah.
And it's a buffet with just a crap load of, like, cakes and desserts.
Yeah, and you pay, like, an extra, I think, 400 or 500 yen if you want drinks, and then you can pay an extra 400 on top of that if you want unlimited ice cream. So there's, like, different options, but we just wanted the cake.
We cheaped out. We were like, we can drink water and we just want dessert. But they also had actual food. So that I got, like, a corn soup and they had another soup and they had, like, curry.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
And spaghetti and stuff.
Yeah. I didn't have any of that. I just wanted to have the cakes. I was really looking forward to the, you know, everything is cake thing.
Yeah, me too. But, like, we're too awkward. Like, we don't know enough Japanese to be like, give us the sushi cake.
Yeah.
But I'm also not sure, like, I looked at it later and it looks like maybe those are takeaway things only, so maybe they're only available in the morning and people come in and buy them.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because I think on the website I was looking at, it said it was like 100 yen or 200 yen for onigiri cake, so like rice ball cake.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make sense because everything there was covered by the initial charge, so I'm guessing...
It kind of makes sense that those are special because think about the amount of effort to make a cake that looks like sushi, you know?
And they really go hard. Like, even, for example, like, they'll have, like, a sushi one with, I don't know what it's called, where it has, like, the fish eggs on top. And then, like...
Yeah, I don't know either.
Even, like, underneath, they've made the cake look like rice.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's, like, really, like, they've put effort in. But, yeah, the desserts were delicious. We had so much dessert.
Yeah, had, like, 2 different types of chocolate cake, had, like, a strawberry jelly thing, had, like, a mint chocolate thing. Oh, no, it wasn't mint. I keep thinking it's mint, but it's matcha.
And I really like the coconut slices. They had a coconut cake as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I can't even name how many things there were. There was, like, cheesecakes. Like, I got a strawberry cheesecake. So much food. I was wearing, like, really tight jeans and a belt, and I was dying.
Yeah, I feel like you really didn't make the most of it, you know?
I know, it's because I was so just, like, my pants were too tight.
Like, I was on my 4th plate while Ellie was still working on her first. I was like, come on, you know?
Plus, it's like, the thing is, I enjoy sweet food still, obviously, but, like, there's something about sitting down and just having so much sweet fruit in front of you where my body is just like, whoa, I'm an adult. I can't have this much sweetness.
Yeah, I think so too. I felt like shit after that. Yeah. Felt like absolute crap. And even, like, yesterday, so it was my birthday yesterday, and Ellie bought me Oreos. And
it makes it sound like all I bought you was Oreos for your birthday. I bought him other stuff as well.
Yeah, but she also bought me Oreos. Man, I ate those Oreos. I felt like absolute shit. Like, I was like, man, I need to lie down.
Yeah, but I bought you chocolate, and then it came out later that he'd also already bought himself that same chocolate earlier in the day.
I'd already bought myself chocolate. So, like, you know, two times chocolates were just too much for me. But I had the rest of the Oreos for breakfast this morning, so it's alright.
Oh, did you? I wanted some.
Yeah, too bad.
Yeah, so this sweets place was really good. And, like, that's the 40-50 minute one was, like, the perfect amount of time. Like, we didn't need any longer. It was really weird, though. It was, like, sponsored by some boy band, like a J-pop band. And, like, they just had, like, their music playing everywhere. They had dishes that were, like, themed to each member of the band. And they had, like, their posters everywhere. And one of them was there, like, having food with some girls. And we couldn't tell if he, like, worked there. And, like, as a part of the sponsorship, they had, like, one there each day who, like, flirted with the customers. Or if he was just there with friends. Like...
Yeah, either... And like, so the posters, they were, like, actual big portraits of each person. And, like... There were, like, 8 people in the band, and, like, 5 of them had signed their posters. The others hadn't. And they had the music videos playing constantly. But, yeah, I have a feeling either they always have one guy in there at all times just to make people excited and just, get them in there. Or, yeah, I reckon they might actually even just work there. Yeah. Maybe this is like, how sometimes work has, like, their, like a softball team or something?
Yeah.
And they'll play, like, in the weekends. Maybe in Japan, some of them have a J-pop group.
I don't know, there were some girls there, though, when we were leaving, there were some girls who were really excited about the band, and there was, like, outside, there was, like, a vending machine or something that was selling, like, keychains with them. And they were, like, taking pictures of them and taking pictures with the poster. And
oh, yeah, that's right. That's the other thing. There was so much memorabilia that you can buy.
Yeah. So, like, we were like, what is this? And we wouldn't have even recognised the guy from the poster, apart from the fact that some of them had, like, coloured hair, and this is the one who had blue hair, and he had heaps of piercings. So it was like, okay, how many people in Japan have blue hair and those exact piercings? So we were like, that must be him. Like,
yeah.
Surely.
Yeah, I felt like a detective,
Yeah,
I was like, blue hair, earrings.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, this is him alright. So I didn't actually even see his face, to be honest. I never saw him from the front, so...
I was trying to avoid looking at him because I didn't want to look like a weirdo who was, like, staring at the poster and then turning and staring at him.
It'd be funny if he turned around and he was just, like, some black guy. It's like, it was not him at all. We're like, God damn it.
I'm pretty confident that it was either him or someone who was trying to look like him. So maybe
to pick up some girls.
But yeah, so that was kind of random. We were just like, what is going on? Like, we didn't notice straight away. And then the longer we sat there, the more stuff we noticed that was to do with the band there. But at first there was like a poster right next to us. And we were like, hey, that's random. Then we turned around and there were so many posters on the wall. And you turn around more and there's like the video playing. And I don't know, it was just like, it just kept on coming. Like,
and on one side they even had like stage lights.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe they even do like a live performance like every Saturday night,
Yeah.
Like maybe that's the thing.
It was really random.
Yeah.
But the food was good.
Yeah, the dessert was definitely worth it. It was great. This, by the way, is literally on like the famous Harajuku Street.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's
the one
like,
that you've seen like 1,000 photos of.
It's 4 directions. If anyone's in Japan, you'll know what I'm talking about if you've been to this street. There's like a fast food place, a lotteria, and then if you keep walking past that, once you first enter the street, on your like left, it says like entertainment cafeteria, and you go up a floor, and then if you go up one more floor, you're at the Sweets Paradise.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was actually like surprisingly easy to find. So that was food place number 3.
So last night for my birthday, we went to Tea's Tokyo, which we've been to before, we've discussed before, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But before that, last week, we had work training, and then afterwards, we made another friend at this work training.
Well, we didn't make him this time. We've had like, because we've been doing heaps of trainings, because it's so quiet, we're like, we may as well use this chance to like upskill. And he's had the same thoughts. And so we've had so many training sessions with him. But, like, how it's so awkward, I feel like, as adults to be like, hey, you want to go out for food now? Like,
yeah.
Especially if you only want to invite, like, 1 or 2 people in the group and you don't want to invite, like, the whole group that you're doing training with. You don't want to be rude and be like, hey, just you, come out with us.
Yeah.
So, we've kind of wanted to hang out with him, but it was, like, too awkward.
Yeah, there's never a good moment. Like, you kind of have to... It's almost like... I feel like you have to just follow them and wait till they're alone and then be like, you know, just pop out and be like, all right, hey, come out with me.
Which is kind of what happened, but unintentionally. Because when it finished, I went to the bathroom and Somya went to, like, throw his rubbish away or something, and then he bumped into this guy.
No, he came with me to...
I didn't know that he came with you. Maybe he wanted to hang out too, you know?
Maybe, because usually this has happened before where I wanted to talk to him. And,
we sound so creepy, but
yeah,
I swear,
honestly, yeah.
this is what making friends as an adult is like, honestly.
Yeah, come on, alright? Everyone knows this. I wanted to talk to him, but there's a moment where, like, right next to the... So you can either go left to, like, the bathrooms and the rubbish bin and all that kind of stuff.
The vending machines
the cafe. Stuff. Oh, yeah, the kitchen area. Or you can go straight and go on the escalator. And every single time... on the elevator, sorry. Every time at that junction, like... I would go left and he'd go straight to the elevator. Or he would finish the training first and he'd leave. Or we would finish the training first and would leave or something. So there was never a good moment, but then finally, this is how you make friends, people. Okay,
you just gotta persevere
yeah,
and hope for the best. But yeah, so Somya was like, hey, we're gonna go get food because we'd made plans with another friend already. And so we walked down to Shinjuku and got super lost.
Yeah, Shinjuku is just too big of a station.
Like, we were lost in that station for a long time.
Because the restaurant that we wanted to go to was, like, on the station, basically. It's part of the station, and,
but it's, like,
who the hell knows
outside
how to
of
get
it.
there?
So we got really lost, and it turns out at one point we'd literally been on the same street, and then we'd turned back into the station because the Google Maps didn't make it look like it was there.
Yeah.
So it was cool. What was it called?
It's called Mr. Farmer Vegan Shop or something.
It's got, like, a bunch
Mr.
of, like,
Farmers,
kanji in the name as well. But it's on, like, this random street next to the station called Mosaic Street or something? Mosaic Place?
I think so, yeah.
And we were, like, walking around, we were so lost, and I was like, oh my god, guys, the sign says it's on the street. And so we've been on the street the whole time. So we found it, and it's not just vegan. It does have some meat options as well.
Yeah. I think it's known for its vegan, but it definitely has meat options, which is good. And it has some great meals. It has, like, vegan smoothies as well. Vegan beer, vegan wine, which I didn't even know was a thing.
It's because lots of wine uses fish scales, right, or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was... They have meat options if you're into that, but it's definitely very much like a cool-looking cafe restaurant. Like, it's got that, like... that aesthetic where it's got, like, wood everywhere and heaps of plants and, like, low seating, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And instead of having normal water, they have, like, 4 options of, like, waters infused with stuff. There's no normal water. So you've got to have, mint and cucumber or, like, grapefruit and cabbage or, like, apple and, like, I don't know, it was really random.
Yeah, this is something that really, like, grinds my gears, you know? Just give us goddamn normal water. You know, people, like, water is water.
Although
you don't
I
need
liked
to put
the
crap
mint
in
and
all the
cucumber
time.
one. It was good.
Yeah, but it's like, you just want normal water. Water's the most average thing, you know? Why would, like, I get having, like, interesting types of water, but, like, have the normal water too.
Yeah, they really need to have that as, like, an additional option.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got a... What did I get? Oh yeah, me and Somya both were, like, lame and we both got the same thing, but it was very good. So we both got, like, a teriyaki soy meat burger. And it was kind of like... When it came out, we were like, what the hell is this? Because instead of fries, it literally came with 3 slices of, like, potato, like 3 wedges, and, like, one thing of, like, a tiny slice of carrot.
Yeah, it was like a fancy restaurant where they don't, like, give you... Like, the portion was like that.
Yeah,
the actual restaurant isn't, but... Yeah.
Yeah, like, the portion, like, of the fries was literally 3 fries and a slice of carrot. And I was like, what the hell is this? But the burger was actually pretty filling, and it ended up being, like, the perfect amount.
Yeah, those soy burgers are so good because... Like, they don't actually have a texture that's exactly like meat, but it's very similar. And, yeah, it tastes so goddamn good. I was really happy with that. And it also, like, the fries, the few bits of potato that they gave us, it made me realize, you know what, maybe that actually is a better way to enjoy food, I feel like, because we've had, actually, this is another food place that we went to that I wasn't even going to talk about, but we went to, like, this American-style diner thing, and, like, we did not need, this was straight after that ramen place we went to. We did not need any more food, and we went there and we had fries, and it literally, like, I was feeling so good.
It's because we went there for drinks, but I feel like when you're at a diner, you feel like you have to order food as well. So we're like, we'll just share some fries.
I was feeling so good up to that point, and then I felt like absolute shit after that. So at this vegan place, like, after that meal, I felt, like, perfect. It was like, okay, that was exactly the right amount of food to have. So
yeah, the burger was good. One of our friends got, like, a vegan omelette with, like, vegan eggs and, like, salad, and the other one got, I think it was, like, a curry.
I had a vegan wine, which was delicious.
And
you had a smoothie.
yeah.
What smoothie did you have?
I panicked because the waiter was right there, so I didn't actually look at all of them, so I literally just pointed at the first one, but it was like a berry smoothie.
Right.
And it was good. Yeah. It was almost like with the burger and the smoothie, it was maybe almost too much for me, but like just the right amount kind of thing.
In terms of finding vegan food in Tokyo, it's kind of like difficult just like every day to have like vegan stuff, I think. But if you really try and, it's more of like a special thing that you want, there's a lot of really good vegan restaurants.
I think it's like you literally just have to do your research before you go out.
Yeah.
That's all. Like, because some areas, like quieter areas, won't have any options. But Shibuya, Harajuku, Tokyo Station, they're always going to have places. Shinjuku has heaps.
Yeah, and in some places they do get a bit confused with what you want. Like, Ellie's asked for vegetarian before for her ramen, and then they'll cook it in the same broth as the meat one, so there'll be like pieces of meat in there. So in terms of that, it can be kind of hard.
The other common thing is you'll say in Japanese no meat, but they don't think of fish as being meat.
Yeah.
So they'll bring you like a fish meal.
You know what's weird? I've actually noticed that in America as well. Like I'll be listening to some podcasts and people talk about being vegetarian and they'll eat fish, and it's like...
Yeah, I think it's because Americans, no offense Americans, but they're kind of dumb and they like... Like, it's like they can't categorize like pescatarian, vegetarian, vegan. Like, I feel like it's that simple. Like, there's obviously more options, but I feel like those are the main three.
Yeah.
And it's like, Americans are so obsessed with binary for everything, They're like, there's vegetarian or there's meat eater.
Yeah.
And there's no other categories.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big old generalization, but to me, like, and what I was, like, maybe it's because New Zealand is different, but in New Zealand, vegetarian includes no fish.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Because it's alive.
Yeah.
Like, it's a sentient being. Like, so, I don't know. But in general, as long as you research, you can find, like, places.
Yeah. So last night we went to Tea's Tokyo, which we've been to before, and I had like, last time I had a vegan lasagna, which was actually the best lasagna I've had ever, like even in terms of meat ones. And then last night we went and man, they had sold out of the vegan lasagna.
Yeah, I think the waiter heard us talking about the lasagna because our other friend we went with is obsessed with it. She loves it. And she was telling another girl we were with how good the lasagna was, and they were Somya and those two were all going to get the lasagna, and he came over and he was like, we're sold out of lasagna. And we were like, are you kidding me? For me, if I'm going to a restaurant, I'm never going to get lasagna.
Yeah.
It's not a meal I hugely enjoy. So it's like, if there's another option, I'm always going to choose something else.
So I ended up getting the Hamburg steak with like a teriyaki dressing thing on it.
And mushrooms, right?
And like, mushrooms. And this is a thing that they have in Japan, which like New Zealand definitely doesn't have this, and a lot of Western countries don't have this.
Yeah.
It's, it's literally just the patty from a burger just on its own.
With like normally with like rice or something and some sort of sauce is what it comes with.
Yeah, like they decided, you know what? This burger is great, but what we really like is just the patty. So let's just put this in another environment, and it'll taste way better. Like, hey, you know what? We like rice. Why not just put this with rice? Although to be honest, I didn't even get rice last night.
I don't know what happened, but I feel like there was some sort of miscommunication.
Yeah.
Where like when they were first told about hamburgers, they just heard like ham, and they didn't know what burger.
Yeah, maybe.
mean, and so like maybe it's because there didn't used to be as much bread in Japan back in the day, so like they couldn't make the hamburger because there just wasn't enough of an option. But yeah, so it's like every restaurant has hamburger steak. At
our at work we actually have a lesson that talks about like comparing foods, and one of them is comparing Japanese food with Western foods, and one of them is comparing a hamburger dish with a hamburger. And then my client was like, wait a minute, why is this interesting? Like, do you guys not do this? And I was like, no, like, that's actually really, like, I've never seen that in New Zealand.
Anywhere else.
And he was like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, it's such a simple idea. Just take it out of the burger and eat it. And I was like, yeah, I know, but we don't do that.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of it until we got here. So Sonia got that, and I got it was like a cheese Thai curry. And I thought when it said cheese Thai curry, I thought that was going to include some sort of like, what's the cheese that they always put in, like Indian dishes?
Oh, paneer?
Yeah, paneer.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to have, like, I thought by cheese dish, I thought it meant paneer.
Yeah.
But it was literally just like a curry with like melted cheese on top. And it was actually really good.
Vegan cheese though, by the way.
Yeah, vegan cheese. And yeah, it was delicious. Like it looked, when the food came out, I was like, man, all this food looks very like hearty and not super aesthetic. But like all of it tasted like A+.
Yeah, this place knows how to cook, man. We've been there twice now, and it's both been like really, really, really good.
And we've been to the other chain, the Tees Tan.
Yeah.
Also good. And we got dumplings to share. Because I love the dumplings there.
Yeah. All right, well, that's pretty much it for food. The last thing is that we went to Yurakucho station the other day, and that area is really well known for its shopping. It has a lot of shopping centers there, like really, really massive ones. We only had time to go to one of them. So
but the one we went to was very high end, and I felt very poor walking around.
Yeah, for sure. Like, which I don't understand. It's 8 stories tall, and all of it's high end stuff. It's like, there's probably like 50 high end brands in there. And when we went, it was kind of it's a bit weird because there's way more people working there than customers.
Yeah,
so you walk in and there's like 15 people working there, and like us two are the only ones actually searching for anything.
Yeah,
and it's like, man, you do not need this many stores for rich people.
And like every single staff member like acknowledges you as you're walking around, so it's like constantly like.
Although in Japan they normally do that anyway.
I know, but that's in Japan, so because they do, like every single staff member like says. What is it? Irashaimashite or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Something that's like welcome to the store or whatever.
I feel like it sounds like they're just saying sumimasen.
No, it's not.
But it sounds very similar.
It's not even at all like sumimasen.
Yeah, it's like sumimasen.
No.
Sumimasen.
No, it's definitely something. Irashaimashite or something.
Yeah, man, like one thing I realized in there was like rich people have some weird ass fashion. Sometimes these things that are so ugly, it's like. Like the only reason, like the only way you'd ever be able to sell that is if you make it super expensive and then get a rich person. Like there's no way, like something that ugly. If you're poor, it's like you would never buy that.
Yeah, and so we walked around there for a while. We went to like the 2 different sides. So we went up the 8 floors for the women's side, and then the same for the men's side. And then afterwards, we realized there was a planetarium at the top of the building. So we went up to that, and they had a bunch of options, and we like looked at the menu, and we realised that one was starting like really soon. It was like Tokyo's Night Sky or something, and so we booked it, and it was literally like a minute before it started. So when we got to the like entryway, the lady was like trying to. I think she was really confused because we needed the English. It said it had English like available. But because we booked it so last minute, they didn't have time to arrange the like headphones for us. And I think maybe because of the coronavirus, they were asking if we had our own headphones because maybe they don't like people using the same ones.
I think that's what they're asking. Yeah.
But we were just like kind of confused. We were like, we don't know what you're saying. And like they kind of like went off and talked on their own for a little bit, and then they were just like, screw it. And so they just showed us in without the headphones.
Yeah.
So we watched it in Japanese, and it was kind of like it was probably very informative with the Japanese. Like with the speaking, but like I kind of just enjoyed it for like the appearance anyways.
Yeah, it looked nice. It was relaxing. It was a story showing the sky in different parts of Tokyo. Like they would go to like Ikebukuro. Yeah, Jesus Christ, I completely forgot what that was called. Ikebukuro, like Tokyo Station, like all these different places.
And I think the idea was, now I could be completely off the mark here because my Japanese isn't that good.
Yeah.
But I think what they were saying was that it was a story about how the night sky connects us to the past because it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
And so what they were doing is they'd show you the night sky and they'd talk about the not the star signs, what is it called when you can see like patterns?
Constellations.
The constellations, yeah. And they'd have like some information about the constellation. Then it would take you to like Ginza. And then it would like talk for a bit, and then it would be like time jump, and then it would show you what Ginza looked like in the past.
Yeah, Ellie thought it was what was in the past. I thought it was what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah,
when the humans are destroyed, and then
it could have been that as well. Yeah.
Only because they had like the same buildings. But, like, there was a lot of, like, plants overgrowing.
Well, some of them, it looked like they had old-fashioned buildings sometimes. And sometimes they'd keep the buildings and it would grow over. So, I don't know. Maybe it told you in the rest of the Japanese what was happening.
Yeah.
But all I could gather from it was that there was definitely, like, it showed right now. And then it showed a different point in time. And so, yeah, it was really cool.
And there's a lot of different movies you can watch there as well.
What happened to you?
I fell asleep. Only because it's so goddamn relaxing. You look up, you're just looking at the night sky, and then you just fall asleep.
There was a moment where, like, when the lights started to go on, I looked over and you were lying there, like, I was like, oh my god, am I married to my dad? Because, like, it's one of those things where the dad will always fall asleep in the movie, and I was like, I saw my whole future before me. I was like, oh god.
You know,
It was like a
life
time
mirrored,
jumper for Ellie.
life really mirrored the show they were watching.
Yeah,
there.
honestly. And so I was like really quickly like, wake up.
Yeah, I was so relaxed and I was so sleepy.
Yeah, it was good though. Like they had social distancing, so there was a gap between every chair, so we weren't right next to each other.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind going back and seeing one that's more spacey and less showing like, you know, Tokyo itself.
Because this one was kind of fantasy-esque.
Yeah, there was one where it said like showing shooting stars. Like I wouldn't mind seeing that, or like if there's one on like the planets or like galaxies or something.
And also going with enough time in advance to be like, ask for the English version.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, I was so awkward. When we sat down, the like attendants were like trying to get us to like, so they needed to push the seat back, and I thought he was telling me to lean back, so I kept on leaning back, and he kept on being like, no, and then like motioning, pushing back, and I was like, I don't know what you want from me. But then it turns out he needed me to lean forward so he could push it back. But I did not get that at all.
See, my person didn't do that at all. I think maybe it's because, did you have a guy?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, maybe he was more comfortable doing that. For me, I was a girl doing it, and she wanted me to lean back so that it would push the chair back.
Oh, but he told me to lean forward so he could push the chair back.
Yeah, no.
Which is what I thought he wanted. I thought he wanted me to lean back.
Well, you could have just done that, yeah.
No, because he told me not to. He could have been like, no.
Meanwhile, my person, I thought that she was taking out the headphones, like, from the side of the chair. So I was, like, leaning forward, like, kind of watching her doing that. And she was like, no, lean back. And I was like, yeah, lean forward, I'm leaning forward. Like, give me the headphones already.
Man, so we were both idiots, but for the opposite reason.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was good. It was really enjoyable. And it was only, like, 1,500 yen, I want to say.
Yeah, it was pretty cheap. For a nice, like, planetarium, like, 40-minute experience. Yeah, it was good.
Somebody got a nice expensive nap.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was pretty much it for today. Today, we're actually on our way to Hakone. We're going to go look at some castles. We're going to go to some onsens for the first time ever. So next episode, we'll be talking about that. Thank you very much for listening.
Cool.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Okay, bye.